For sure.
Listen, it's a pleasure to have you.
Thanks for having me.
No doubt. So how'd you get started with this?
Well, after bumming out and losing and selling businesses or whatever, I just had to keep my brain working.
So you've always been an entrepreneur?
Always been an entrepreneur. Always.
Wow.
From clubs to strip clubs to restaurants.
How'd you first get started?
With this business?
No, as an entrepreneur. Let's take it back.
Well, okay. I was just a pretty girl, dated a basketball player, and a guy saw me at a game at a concession stand, and he was like, "Oh, I got this show I want to do, and I think you should be a host." And I'm like, "Okay, no problem." I had no bills,
right.
and of course the guy was paying all the bills. So I was like, "Sure, no problem." He said, "I can't pay you." I'm like, "Trust me, I can do it. Not an issue." So I started doing interviews, and he had this show called Make It Happen, and he started doing film, and it just like overlaps into like everything else from doing interviews to acting to production to directing. And then
talking about that, I want, because you mentioned something, and I want to kind of make a point of it, and I want you to talk about it. You talked about dating a basketball player, he was paying the bills and all that good stuff, right? Mm-hmm. If you had to go back, what would you do differently in that stage? This is for a young woman who may be watching right now. And,
if you're dating a basketball player or a rapper, what would I do different? I would not jail with him, and I would stay focused on what I'm doing, and then come together at the end of the day. That's what I would do different.
Got you.
Because I was in school for interior design, and I'm like, oh, well, he's traveling all around the world, and he's like, I'm your job. You come with me.
Right,
and if you're like 22 years old, you're not thinking. You're like, hey, whatever.
Right.
And then before you know it, it doesn't work out. 9 years later, you're 29 years old, and you're like,
you're older, starting from zero.
All over again. All over again.
Yeah. Wow. Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you for doing that.
Yep.
Yeah. No. I mean, these are things because people look at things one-sided. You know what I mean? They think like everything is always going to work out. Everything's always going to be peaches and cream. Everybody's going to be together forever.
Nope.
And it doesn't work like that. And they don't have a contingency plan.
That's right. You have to be at least 35 or older to say this is going to work out. You have to experience a couple of things.
Very good. I'm happy you mentioned that. You also talked about some other businesses. Mention the other businesses and talk a little bit about what you do with those businesses. Because this is what the show is really about. It's about inspiring those listening and watching to become entrepreneurs, to follow their spirit, but also to let them know what the struggle, to keep a balance of it,
Yeah, it's a struggle. I always knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur, but what kind I did not know, because a lot of people think that entrepreneurship is somebody owning a business, and it's not. An entrepreneur is a person that finds a solution to a problem to meet in the middle. So as I'm traveling through life or whatever, and I've been blessed or whatever, and you embark upon this business, that business. Then I go full force in. But you lose yourself.
You do.
In going in. You lose yourself, and before you know it, again, it's 5 years later, you done help somebody else build their business because you stop doing what you're doing. Even though I'm older, it's on another level. It's with a whole lot of, money involved or, big business. Once I turned like 35, it was like big business, and it could go so fast and you could lose yourself. You don't even know what's going on.
How was it with the strip club business?
The strip club business, it's a very lucrative business, but you have to know what you're doing.
Yes.
And it's the little things that makes the business work. It's not the big things.
Yes.
And a lot of times people think that because you have money or a bar, you're going to do good. And that's so not the case.
Can we talk about employees? Whoa. And the type of employees you have and the type of business that you have. Because it's not easy dealing with exotic dancers. It's not easy dealing with bartenders and waitresses. They're in and out the door. Somebody paying 50 cents more, they out of there. There's a lot of those different things. The turnaround, the trust, stealing.
Yeah, it is. But the strip club business is also it's a give-to business. Honestly, you really only pay the DJ and the bartender. Like far as the girls and stuff like that, depending on if your club is popular, they actually will pay you to work there.
Yeah.
So so just because it's a strip club, it's all about being nice to your DJ. Being nice to the bouncer. Being nice to the bartender. If it's their birthday, I'm personally going to the mall to buy my employees something. I don't get personal with them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because in business, you have to learn to be approachable, but not accessible.
Right.
So I make them feel me, but I may not always be there or whatever.
Don't get it twisted. We ain't friends, but I got
Right,
you.
right.
Tell me about the restaurant. I'm dealing with that right now.
Okay,
Maybe
I
you
had
can give me some tips.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yes.
Okay, I had a restaurant next door to Chili's on 441.
Oh, okay.
Called Wild Wings.
Oh,
And,
okay.
I want to give a quick story about that.
Please.
A friend of mine came to me and she said, "Oh, I have this business. What do you think I should do with it?" I'm like, "Throw it in the garbage." She's like, "Why would you say that?" I'm like, "Throw it in the garbage." You know,
Right.
the name of it, you would think you would go into her business to get a bridal dress, a dress after 5,
right.
or whatever. And she's like, "I did a website and flyers, and you know, and I'm like, hold on, wait a second. I did a whole business
Right.
that cost me at least $250,000. I'm not a jealous person, but that
Right.
was a moment in life that I was jealous. I'm like, hold on, wait a second.
You did what?
Wait a second. I wish I could just get rid of a website and some flyers.
Right.
You're talking about a whole business, a kitchen, employees, decor, oh my God, you name it, delivery cars, and just the whole shebang. And I'm like, wait a minute. Sometimes when you get a business, you go into it one way, and depending on the customers, it'll convert to something else.
Right,
Because
yeah.
I had this big ugly chicken, and when people started wanting to do parties, and I'm like, whoa, they don't want a chicken on their flyer.
Right.
So let's change the name of the
So
business.
you have to conform.
You do. You
is
have
what
to
we say.
conform
You
the
have to
business.
conform.
You do.
No, for sure. I mean, I'm relating to that now because the business that I started off with is not the business I ended up with, if that makes sense.
Yeah, of course it
You know what I'm
does.
saying? So I could totally relate to that.
And
you know?
one thing I will say about employees, if you're an entrepreneur, you're going to open up a business, move your employees around because they will start a business in your business.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's not the business that don't make the money, it's the people that you have in front of your business to why you don't make the money. When I worked at Walmart, my line would be so long because I'd be like, "Hi, how you doing? How was your day?" It's all about that. I'm like, "She's open." No, we're waiting on you. Because
Wow.
it's all about customer satisfaction.
Right.
At the end of the day, it's
Right.
all about that.
No, that's dope. These are some good tips, girl.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's bring it full circle. You've been through strip clubs, you've been through restaurants and other different businesses, and now you're here. It must be something special for you to have Nick Nats by Nash, right?
Yeah, it is. I moved to Atlanta after losing, liquidating, and getting rid of businesses. And, just trying to find myself. And I will always ask my attorneys, like, okay, I know I'm a business owner, but what do I do?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, you're an executive project manager. I'm like, what's that? He's like, because you deal with the money and you execute and you see the project through. So I'm like, okay. So we're snowed in. I never saw snow. We're in Atlanta. And I'm like, I'm going to do an online store, whatever. So I get on the phone with my best friend, and I want to say, shouts out to Troy. He just stands behind every idea in the world that I have. And it's like, oh my God, mama, woo! Oh God, mama.
Because there's enough people telling you that, oh my gosh, this is not going to happen. Oh, I would never want a restaurant. All these different things, yeah.
As long as you can see it.
Yeah, I block them out.
As long as you can see it, it's going to come.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just bored, and of course I knew how to do websites. If you have those type of real businesses, an online store is like a piece of cake.
Mm-hmm.
But I tell people, the business is just the same. The product is different. It's no different. How they sell this radio station is no different from your restaurant.
Right.
The product is just food, and this is just media.
Right.
That's the only difference. And, I learned it, and I took it for a joke. It was a hobby, and the hobby turned into bucks. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, those my sales? Oh, that's how they're going up. Oh, let me get some marketing and branding going on up in here. So I'm like, and people think that I'm OCD. I just like everything perfect. But what a lot of entrepreneurs need to do, they need to run their small business like a major brand. Because they have this stigma of DMing me or, listen, I have a phone number. You call it. Don't DM me. Please don't do that.
I hate that too.
No, don't DM me.
Send me an email or call me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
I don't like it.
So tell me about how the business works, and the products and all that good stuff.
Well, how the business works is if you have an eye such as myself, don't mean to toot my own horn, but I have an eye, I've been, contacted by different companies like, would you like to be a buyer? And it's like, no, I'm going to be a buyer for my own business. And I pick a product and, I'll test the market. I'll put it through different channels. And I can literally sit there and see how many people is looking at it, staring at it for how long. So when I bring back a most popular item or a hot item, it's really that I'm looking at the statistics online or whatever. And
research, strategy, research, statistics is everything. If you're not using any one of those three or all three of those, you ain't in business.
No, you're not. You know what?
Or you're lucky as hell.
Right. Right. You are. And also, let me say this. A hustler, I can't stand when somebody uses that word. I hustled, trust me, before. But a hustler and a professional, they get their money two totally different ways. I can have dinner with my hustling friends and my professional friends. My hustling friends do not pay taxes. They're going to go grab some stuff, sell out truck of their car, go to salons, barbershops.
Right.
But my friends that are professionals, they got to, pay taxes, get the tax business license, and do the marketing and the branding. So their money come a whole lot slow. If this is a product, now I got to build momentum around this product because I want to sell it. Because, and if I brand it, I could sell it for $20 instead of $2. So you have to, pretty much decipher what kind of business you want to do when you're saying you're in business.
Yeah, big facts. You dropping some gems there, girl.
You know, man. I didn't bug you forever. To be on here to, not.
No, it's all love. This is for you. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
So take me through some of the items now. Like, let's get into detail on what people could see. I want you to mention some of the items. I want you to mention also the process of how, what makes your online store, special or different.
Well, my online store is special because at first I was channeling only into accessories and sunglasses. And then, it grew. And that business evolved over once I put gadgets and trinkets on there. So you was finding gadgets, trinkets, accessories, sunglasses, and then it went over into just apparel with tops because you can have 1,000 bottles and no tops. You I need a shirt. Let me run at Ross to get a shirt. Let me go to Target, TJ to get a shirt. So I started doing the apparel, and on the website you can find the hottest accessories ever. I mean, I know there's other brands out there, that do their thing, but it's nothing like a Knickknacks by Nash because I'm personally bringing it to you because I'm Nash.
So you're seeking out these special things that people are going to love.
I'm in the forefront, listen, okay? I'm picking this out personally. I don't have my assistant doing it. I don't have no other buyers doing it. I'm the buyer, and I, present it to them, hoping that they will love it or whatever.
All right, so let everybody know now because they're now intrigued and they're like, okay, how can they get to these products? How can they connect with you?
You can connect with me on all social media platforms under NIK, NAKS,